What's good with Pat Gang? It's your girl Mikki checking in, guys. And today, we are continuing our celebration of women in business. Season 3 is off to a really great start, and I am super excited, guys. So today we have with us Miss Katrina, who is the owner of NuthinBasicKC. And I am going to go ahead and hand it right over to her so she can tell you all about herself and her business.
Sure. As she said, my name is Katrina. I am the owner of Nothing Basic KC. We are a crafting business. I do all custom items from tumblers to t-shirts, resin items. But one of the things that I actually do that I get the most feedback on is branding. So I help small businesses brand themselves and not brand on the aspect of digital products, brand on the aspect of physical products. So when you go outside and you are anywhere, right? You want to always have something on with your brand. So I assist small businesses with that. So what we do is you t-shirt, hoodie, tumblers, coasters, whatever it is that you probably could take outside when you go is branding yourself. So that's one of my biggest sellers that I actually have right now.
Okay. Yes, and I love that because, like you said, when you're in a business and you're in the growing phase, you want to make sure something that you have has your brand name on it.
Yes.
Go, and like you said, I mean, it's nice to have business cards, but sometimes that little pin that you can have or that keychain or something will be that extra oomph that really
That's
will.
it.
Yeah, I love that. And so, kind of going along with that, stay ready so you don't have to get ready kind of thing. But do you generally have like your elevator pitch ready when you're out and about? That way, just in case someone says, "Oh, what's that shirt? That's very, nice or whatever."
Right. So I do. But what I also tell people is when you're branding yourself, if you have a slogan, if you have a vision, if you have a mission statement, because I also have a nonprofit, if
Mm-hmm.
you have those, have it on your shirt, right? On your hoodie, on whatever the case may be. The reason being is because when people are out and about with COVID happening and things like that, people have become less personable.
Mm-hmm.
So I've taken branding to the point now where when you're outside, they could be behind you in the grocery store. They can scan the QR code that's on your hoodie. You could be outside with your tumbler. You know what I'm saying? People won't tell you, but people be like, "Oh, that's cute." They'll have their camera the whole time, and they'll follow you. So those are different ways that I tell people to brand themselves because you don't never know who's looking. So walking down the street, taking your kids to the park, whether you're going to an event, all of those things is how you want to brand yourself because it's very, very important because everybody now is so caught up on social media
Yes.
that when you're out and about, if they don't know your brand, they 9 out of 10 chances they're not going to want to connect with you. But if they see you with wearing it and it's popping, you having your tumbler, like you say, an ink pen, right? All it takes is, somebody saying, "Hey, I love that. Okay, here's the pen. Pens aren't that expensive." So, but what I do, everything will be custom to you. So it's not like anybody else would have it. So, like the shirt that I have on now, this is for my nonprofit organization.
Mm-hmm.
So it's incapable bondage. But I also have on here my mission statement, right? Which is healing is a process that takes reliving what has hurt you in order to walk in your purpose. So when I'm out and about, right, people will see this and I'm like, "Oh man," because these are my colors. My colors are purple and gold, like pretty beautiful, right? So
Right.
I don't have to be like overselling or you feel like you're overselling yourself all the time. Um, Another thing that I tell my customers, that is a big thing too. You want your customers to feel like you're giving them an experience and
Mm-hmm.
not always that you're selling them something,
Right.
right? So if every time I go onto if I'm a person that goes onto my page, I don't want to see everything as a selling aspect of it. I want to know you more personable on a more personal level. So I tell my customers, like, try doing, I know it's kind of hard. Everybody doesn't want to do these trends, but doing one a month, right, will have people to know who you are as a person
Right.
because they're buying from you. they're pouring into you, into your business. And if that's your brand, that's your baby, you want them to do that with knowing who you are as a person.
Right. And I love that because it's that connection with self and business. You can't just buy this, buy this, buy this. You have to say, this is me. This is why I started. This is what the
Exactly.
purpose behind it. And if you get with that, these are some items that you can have as a representation of that. But yeah, so
Exactly.
I love that because when I started almost 2 years ago, it was like, no, this is my shirt. I want you to buy it. It's this much. Don't it look nice? And then I was
Right.
like, okay, I'm not sounding relatable. No, no one wants to buy from someone they feel they can't relate to or talk to.
Exactly.
And as far as like you said, when you're a growing business, I mean, you could say small, but I always say growing. When you're a growing business, and your name is not as big as a Nike or a Michael Kors or something like that, you have
Exactly.
to create that relationship. You have to create that bond with the consumer. So I really do love that. And like you said, it's kind of all out there.
Yeah.
They may not see the name, but from where they are, they may catch your slogan. Oh, that's nice. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? It's like now you got
Exactly.
them, and there was nothing you initially had to do. They came to you.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so what made you or what started you with wanting to start your business or your nonprofit?
So honestly, my business and my nonprofit go hand in hand. I am a domestic violence survivor, so I had to try to do something to get myself to a point of figuring out what was going on with me.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I noticed about myself was I got real antsy around like big crowds and things like that, and I never ever had like a hobby. I never knew what to do. So my husband was like, "Hey, look at this! Like people are making T-shirts, right?" And so I was kind of reluctant to it at first, but then once I got into it, I was like, "Dang!" Like it was relaxing to me sitting in front of a computer creating. But what it also did was it helped me mentally, where I didn't have to feel like I was so involved in the world
Mm-hmm.
that I wasn't able to take care of me. So I was able to basically have like an out of body experience where I'm in the mode, I'm doing what I'm doing and getting it done. So once I got that with my nonprofit and I started doing those things, actually now I do them hand in hand. So whenever I host an event, I make for sure that I have certain items that I create for my event. I'm also able to put, I'm not an event decorator, but for my events, I am. I'm able to do those things. So I just started so I could be on my own healing journey. I started so I could be able to be mentally sound, mentally in a great place. And I just, again, needed to start my healing because I didn't want to sit in the same place and constantly create the same outcomes because then nothing was growing for me, nothing was happening. So it's kind of like when I got that aspect of it, look, you're kind of like stuck right now. What is it that's going on with you? Why is it that I was spiraling a lot? And if people don't know about mental health, when you start spiraling, it's like going in a rabbit hole. So you keep going, right? You keep
Right.
going until somebody says, like what's going on? So all of these things help me. So again, when I find myself when I'm having a bad day or I'm feeling like overwhelmed or I'm not getting any orders in or nobody's getting buying tickets for my nonprofit events, I find myself sitting at a table and just that's the best time that I create and
Mm.
start thinking of different options. So that's in a long story how I actually started my businesses.
No, I love it. And like you said, it may seem long, but that's your story. That's your background. And sometimes we need to revisit the why sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you said, I love it because as a fellow crafter myself, I do. When you're at your table or your desk, it's like you just leave yourself any issues or worries. They just kind of go and you're just able to
Yeah.
freely do it. And my husband's like, "What are you doing? You're working." I'm like, "No, this is not work. You're bothering me. You're making me work. Now, this is
Yeah. It's
this
just
is
my time. Just give me some space, my time for me to be in my zone
uh,
and just let everything else go.
yes, I love that. And that is so much a part of the self-care aspect of it as well. Because
Yeah.
you're finding that outlet for yourself. And in doing that, it's not work, it's fun, it's uplifting for you. So you never have to work it, which is the goal.
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay. And so through your nonprofit, you mentioned like tickets for events. So what kind of events do you host for your nonprofit?
So I host healing events is actually what they're called. And at these events, I have at least 2 to 3 guest speakers, and they actually come and they talk about domestic violence. This one this year is gonna be, and I'm manifesting, it's gonna be the best one that I've had in the past 3 years. The reason I say that is because um I'm so invested in making for sure that this time people really see my vision and know what my vision is. So it's a healing event. So this event is on October the 16th, and it's actually called Denim and Bling.
Okay.
So
Let me get me a
what
write this down.
okay.
Hold on.
What the reason is denim and bling is because I don't a lot of times people don't think about where does denim come from? How is denim made?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We all know how diamonds and blings is made, right?
Right.
Basically they say you gotta get it out the mud, right? That's you come out, that's a diamond. But what about denim? Denim is the same thing. Denim comes from a very hard, tough type of fabric called twill, right? It's a hard fabric, but from that hard fabric that it has, it makes these beautiful earrings, these beautiful jeans, jackets, all those things, right? But nobody knows, like, it had to go through all of these different trials and tribulations and all trauma and all of that stuff just to get to us. So what we see is the finished product. What we did not see is the back end of it. So that's why it's called denim and bling. We've all gone through something. Everybody's traumatic experience doesn't have to be, a 10, right? Everybody doesn't handle stress the same. It's always something differently. So when people think about trauma and think about domestic violence, some that they go to the extreme,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that's not always the case. Sometimes we have to sit and think about people that aren't used to someone talking to them disrespectfully in a relationship. That's trauma, but that's also a form of domestic violence, but it's not physical, it's verbal, right? So this event is going to bring all of those aspects into it. I have a young lady who's going to talk about being coming from a well-off family, but choosing the street life.
Okay.
I think she's a 3-time convicted felon, but she's a female,
Mm-hmm.
right? And her life beforehand, her family is well off, right? So she didn't have to go that route,
Right.
but she chose that route. So she's going to talk about that. I have another young lady again who was raised in a nice family, and these are Black women,
Mm-hmm.
nice, well-off family, but her family did not show her what it meant to show love, emotions, caring, those type of things. So it caused her to be a little rough around the edges, right? So they're going to talk about how that has affected them. I'm also going to have food there. There are going to be games, and the games that we're going to play. If you watch my live, I go live every Monday. So the games that I should play are getting to know like the Disney characters, because they're Disney characters that have mental health illnesses, right? One of them being Winnie the Pooh,
Mm-hmm.
right? Eeyore, Tigger. If you watch the whole show, now if you come to my event and then go watch Winnie the Pooh, I'm gonna apologize ahead of time because you will not look at it the same.
And you got me really thinking because growing up, that was my favorite character. Now I was a Pooh fan.
So if you get a chance, go back and watch my live on Incapable Bondage. I talked about Winnie the Pooh on that one. But the tickets are on Eventbrite. I do offer virtual tickets as well. So even if you're not in the DMV area, you can also do Zoom. If you're not able to come for whatever reason, because I do understand life happens, you can always donate. You can do a donation, monetary. You can buy tickets for someone, If you're a small business owner, I have small businesses that are sending in items as well. They're sponsoring. And what I'm doing for them is I'm putting their information in a pamphlet so that everybody that comes to the event will be able to know who these items came from. The tickets are $55 in person. They're $25 for Zoom. And you will still get the full experience on Zoom. It's just that you will not be there. So you will get your swag bag, you will get the journals that will be given out, you will get all of those things, but you just won't be there in person. So October 16th from 2:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. is when the event is.
I got all my little notes down because I'm and all my stuff. So you'll be hearing from me about that.
Okay, bro.
And that resonates to me because growing up, my mom was a victim of domestic violence. So me and my brother, growing up, we were in like the battered women shelters and things like that. We had to go through like the counseling with her. And one of my first jobs right after college was actually for a domestic violence center. So I did like orders of protection, stalking
Wow.
orders, civil no contact orders, and I was actually in charge of the children's counseling for child victims of domestic violence. So when I say I that hits home for me, I did a fashion show where we did all the proceeds for the Days Center in Madison, Wisconsin, which is a domestic violence center. So yes, that really, yes, I got my notes.
Yes.
So
I love hearing when other people like talk about it because it seems like nobody wants to touch on that.
Yeah.
We talk about on the back end of things, like on the back side of things, but it's not like in your face type of like with breast cancer awareness, you know what I'm saying? There are things that go on when it comes to that. But for domestic violence, it's not like, okay, it's domestic violence awareness month. These are the things that we're doing, or it's just not the same.
It's not, and it's a lot of different factors. Everyone sometimes wants to assume, oh, it'll never happen to me, so why talk about it? And there's different ways that it could happen. It does not have to be just the physical aspect of it. And a mom could be going through and they think, she's doing her best to try to hide it from her kids, but there's little things that they see that they pick up on, and you never know the effects that will have for that child. So it really is a topic that I feel like should be discussed way more than it is. And I like to talk about it a lot because it's part of who I am. It's part of the growth that I have. I look at my mom and her story and her growth, and it was part of that. So it does need to be talked about. So yeah, you'll be hearing from me.
Okay.
So I know that like I met you through, it was like I met one person and she did a live and then you were on the live and I was like, hey, I like that. And then I followed you and then I was like, oh, she does live too. And then so it was just kind of like that trickling effect. So happy for Instagram in that way, because that's how we link.
Yeah.
I'm a stalker when it comes to like pages. So I've been like looking and watching. I was like, oh, okay, I see this. Okay, this, yes, I can connect with that. And
me
so I was like, I had to kind of get you here on the den. So I know we had some scheduling stuff, but I'm happy that I finally got you here on the den. And I love the fact that like you're taking that road. You're using what you've been through to help promote and push a topic that's not always talked about. And you're helping individuals while doing that. You're creating a fun outlet for yourself, which is great because it's all you're helping someone else grow and you're also letting yourself grow as well. So I commend you on that because not too many people can help someone else and help themselves at the same time.
Thank you.
I definitely commend you on that. So I definitely would like to have you back here on the channel again. So I'll be definitely keeping in contact with you about that as well. But before I let you go, can you tell everyone, because I know, but can you tell everyone where they can find you, your website, anything like that?
Okay. I always forget about my YouTube channel, so I'm gonna say that I do have a YouTube channel. please don't take, go in there. If you subscribe, please subscribe because I don't know how to get subscribers. So I'm going to say that ahead of time. But it's Incapable Bondage on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram as Incapable Bondage and also as Nothing Basic KC. But nothing is spelled NUTHIN, basic, the letter K, the letter C. I'm on TikTok as well as Nothing Basic KC. Facebook, same thing. Nothing Basic KC and Incapable Bondage. I try to keep it that way, keep it simple. My website is nothingbasickc.net. um, you can go on there and check out everything that's there. On the website, you will see t-shirt, hoodies, glitters, because I do sell glitters, tumblers. You can also ask for have custom requests. So if you are a small business, again, if you're looking to brand, the branding is not on the website because I like to do one-on-ones with my customers first. So I don't want you to go on there and just order a branding kit or whatever the case may be. I have to talk to you about your vision. I have to talk to you about look at your logo. I have to go through those things with you because I'm not a person that's just going to sell you something just because you say, okay, Katrina, I want to brand my business. I have to know what's going on and why now you want to brand. So you have to go on my page and just do the custom request form. But that's basically how you find me. Every Monday, I do a live on Instagram. Instagram, Facebook, and I'm starting to do it on TikTok now, but you can watch me on either platform. It's the same time Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I discuss different topics in regards to mental health, domestic violence, trauma. I always talk about my own personal experiences. So you'll get to know me very well by watching those. There's no rhyme or reason to what I do on the lives. I tell people to come open with an open heart and open mind because I don't sugarcoat anything on them. It's straightforward how it is, how it is. And I do it that way because I don't want to be a person that comes on as with a mask on or dressed up a certain type of way. So that's every Monday at 8 p.m. But that's that's basically that's me, y'all. If you have gone through any type of trauma or you're going through any type of abuse at this time, you can also check me out on my link tree on Instagram as well. That helps you receive the help that you need, the resources that you need. And I always say, let people know that healing is a process that takes reliving what has hurt you in order to walk in your purpose. I am currently walking in my purpose at this time because I'm healing as well as bringing others along with me. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to ride this wave together, whether it's good, bad, whatever it is, we're going to do it. We're going to get through it and we're going to get to the next level by just doing those things.
Yes, oh God, I love it. You was just bringing me along with you. I'm listening. I'm like, you taking me on this ride too. So,
Come on.
so yes, we will make sure all of her information is in the description box. But guys, make sure you link with her. As you heard, she's a little bit of everywhere. So whatever social media preference is yours, I'm pretty sure she's on there. Yep. Make sure you reach out to her, catch her lives. They are very, very good. Like she said, they take you on a journey. For me, it was that sense of I am not alone, Yeah. So that is really good for me. Like I said, I love how it's free. It lets you see the real. So guys, if you really want to join along on that experience, and if you yourself have not been through it, someone may can benefit from it. So make sure you share it out, spread it out, and check out her events, which is October 16th.
Yeah.
Sure to be all over her platform. So make sure you guys check that out. She has a Zoom experience you can do. And she also has the actual ticket price so you can come to the event. Y'all have enough time. Y'all know y'all can get y'all money in a row. Y'all can do that.
Right.
Like she said, if you can't attend the event, there's ways you can sponsor or donate. So guys, make sure you check out that event and check out Miss Katrina here because she's doing great things. So make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, we will catch you later. Peace.
Thank you.